says, a new command I give you. Love one another. And then he says, just as I have loved you, so you too must love one another. Wow. In other words, he comes on, he says, listen, I don't want you to take your relational cues from the world around you. I want you to take your relational cues from me. If you want to figure out how to love in your home, if you want to figure out how to be the kind of parent you want to be, the kind of friend you want to be, the kind of employer, the employee, the husband, the wife, if you want to figure out how to be the child or the parent, if you want to figure out how to do it well relationally, don't take your cues from the world, take them from me. Forget about Grey's Anatomy, forget about Modern Family, forget about Oprah, even what your mama taught you. Now listen, there's a lot that can be good and all that, but he says your cues, they need to come from me. You need to look to what I have done for you. And friends, let's just ask the obvious question. How does Jesus love? He died for us. He sacrificed for us. He was compassionate and kind beyond measure, willing to forgive, willing to give grace. He modeled love perfectly. There's this little verse in the New Testament that says, God is love. God is love. And then another verse says, Jesus is the perfect image of God. Jesus is love. He says, if you want to love, don't do it like the rest of the world. We look to everybody, but we listen to all these songs and watch these movies, and it paints this picture of love. Hollywood is weird. It's just weird, right? They paint these pictures of love that you go, but that doesn't work out in real life. So listen, we grew up with these songs like, you know what I'm talking about. It's like they describe love like, baby, like I'll climb the highest mountain for you, baby. I'll cross the desert for you, baby. I'll swim the deepest ocean for you, baby. Right? I'll take a bullet for you, baby. I'll die for you, baby, right? But let me tell you something. Your spouse, your children, your friends, they don't want you to die for them. They just want you to care a little bit more about them. They don't want you to take a bullet for them. But let me tell you something, in my home, when I get up and leave in the morning, Lynette wants to know that when I leave, it is not to build my life, my career, my ministry, my. It is not to build that, it is to build our home. She needs to know that from me. We need to figure out how to love and sacrifice and give just a little bit more to our spouse. Because let me tell you something. When did you feel most in love? It was at the beginning of your relationships. Whatever relationship you had, like even meeting a new friend, you're like, this is the greatest person in the world, right? It's when you first meet, but it quickly comes unraveled. Friends, we've got to figure out that it is not because you met the right person, but it's because you have become the right person. That's where we find relational fulfillment, is when we learn to live like Jesus wants us to live. We got to figure this out, friends. You know what it is like to love. Now go do it in your home.